Forget the eye patches and parrots, folks. We're diving into the real world of pirates. It's a lot bigger than you might think. The Caribbean was a pirate's playground, but they got around, braving cold weather and long voyages. From hidden coves to bustling port cities, Ireland to the Bahamas, places hiding secrets of swashbuckling adventure and plunder. Get ready to uncover the unexpected side of pirate history. When you think of Ireland, you might picture rolling green hills, maybe a pint of Guinness, but pirates? The Emerald Isle has its fair share of swashbuckling stories, none more famous than Grace O'Malley, the pirate queen of Connaught. She commanded a fleet from Clew Bay, a rugged stretch of coastline. Grace was a shrewd businesswoman and a political force. She fought English rule, negotiated with Queen Elizabeth, and even gave birth during a battle. So if you reach Clew Bay, remember Grace O'Malley. What drew Grace O'Malley to this wild coastline? Clew Bay wasn't just beautiful, it was strategically important. Hundreds of islands, hidden coves, and a maze of waterways, perfect for surprise attacks or disappearing. Grace O'Malley used the landscape to her advantage. She controlled the seas, demanding taxes and raiding ships, a fierce and fearless leader. Her presence is still felt in Clew Bay. Castles and ruins whisper tales of her exploits, walk in the footsteps of a real-life pirate queen. Now, let's trade the cool green shores of Ireland for something a little warmer, a little more colorful. We're heading south to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, to the city of Campeche. This place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site now, known for its vibrant buildings and rich history. Campeche has a wild past, forged in the fires of pirate raids. In the 17th century, Campeche was a bustling port city, a major hub for the Spanish silver trade. This attracted unwanted attention from pirates. In 1663, a massive pirate fleet led by Christopher Mings attacked Campeche. They looted the city for 3 days, making off with a king's ransom. The people of Campeche built massive stone walls to protect themselves, complete with cannons, forts, and a whole lot of firepower. Now, those walls that Campeche built, they weren't just for show. They were a symbol of the city's resilience, a big, bold, "don't tread on me" to any pirate. Campeche became known as one of the most fortified cities in the New World. Today, you can still walk those same walls, feel the weight of history. You can almost hear the clash of swords, the roar of cannons. But Campeche's pirate history isn't just about battles, it's also about the spirit of the people, their determination to rebuild. They took the lemons life handed them and created something special. So if you're ever in Mexico, skip the tourist traps and head to Campeche. Explore the colorful streets, soak up the vibrant culture, and remember the pirates. Louisiana's bayous hold more secrets than a crawfish boil. Enter Jean and Pierre Lafitte, who saw opportunity in chaos. They set up shop in Barataria Bay, a labyrinth of waterways. The Lafitte brothers ran a full-blown smuggling operation. With prices that low, plenty of folks looked the other way. Spanish authorities weren't thrilled and tried to shut them down, but those bayous were like a fortress. The War of 1812 rolls around, and the British, they've got their sights set on New Orleans. The Americans are outgunned and outmanned. Jean Lafitte offers his services and knowledge of the bayous. The Americans accept Lafitte's offer. That decision paid off big time. Lafitte knew those bayous like the back of his hand. He guided the American troops, helping them outmaneuver the British. The Battle of New Orleans was a decisive victory thanks to Lafitte. Now we're heading down to the Caribbean coast of Colombia, to a city that knows a thing or two about pirates, Cartagena. Imagine this: turquoise waters, white sand beaches, and a city bursting with gold and silver. It was like a beacon for anyone with a ship and a thirst for treasure. And trust me, the pirates, they came a-calling. But here's the thing about Cartagena: it wasn't just some easy target. The Spanish built massive walls to keep the pirates at bay. Cartagena became a fortress, a stronghold against relentless pirate attacks. Now you can still see those walls today. They stand tall, a testament to the city's resilience, and the never-ending struggle against those who sought to plunder its riches. Walk those ramparts, and you can practically hear the clash of steel, the roar of cannons, and the shouts of both pirates and soldiers. But Cartagena, it wasn't all about battles and bloodshed. It was a melting pot of cultures, a place where Spanish, African, and indigenous traditions all mixed together, creating something truly unique. And it's that spirit, that resilience, that still defines Cartagena today. So, if you ever find yourself wandering through the colorful streets of Cartagena, take a moment to appreciate the history etched into every stone. Remember the pirates who tried to conquer it, and the people who fought tooth and nail to protect their home. It's a story of resilience, of strength, and of the enduring spirit of a city that refused to be broken. Let's set sail to the rugged shores of Newfoundland, Canada. It's got a pirate history as rough as a nor'easter. At the heart of it all was Peter Easton. He wasn't your typical swashbuckling pirate, started as a privateer sanctioned by the English crown, but Easton liked the pirate life too much. He went full-blown outlaw in Harbor Grace. Harbor Grace was a prime spot to intercept treasure ships. Easton amassed a fleet and terrorized the North Atlantic. Now, Easton's reign of terror, it didn't last forever. He eventually made a deal with the King of England, traded in his pirate hat for a cushy retirement, and disappeared into the annals of history. Some say he took his vast fortune with him, hid it away on some remote island, just waiting to be discovered. And that's the thing about pirate stories, folks. They're full of mystery, intrigue, and the tantalizing possibility of lost treasure. So the next time you're braving the chilly winds of Newfoundland, remember Peter Easton, the privateer turned pirate, and the legend that continues to captivate and inspire. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to finally uncover his long-lost treasure. Just watch out for those rogue waves and maybe keep an eye out for any parrots with a penchant for crackers. You never know what you might find out on the high seas. You might think of Texas as all cowboys and oil rigs, but it's got a heaping helping of pirate history too. We're talking about Galveston Island, a place that once welcomed a certain Jean Lafitte with open arms. Now, Lafitte was a bit of a celebrity in these parts. He wasn't your typical bloodthirsty pirate. This guy was a businessman, a smuggler extraordinaire, and Galveston was his headquarters. See, Galveston's location was perfect. It was tucked away, hidden from the prying eyes of the law. Lafitte and his crew could unload their ill-gotten goods, disappear into the bayous, and nobody would be the wiser. Of course, running a pirate kingdom ain't all sunshine and buried treasure. Lafitte had his hands full with rivals, the occasional hurricane, and the ever-present threat of the U.S. Navy. Despite the risks, Lafitte's operation thrived. He had a way of making friends in low places, and soon Galveston was a bustling hub of illicit trade. But like all good things, Lafitte's reign came to an end. The U.S. Navy, tired of his shenanigans, finally caught up with him. They burned his settlement to the ground, sending him packing. Today, Galveston's a far cry from its pirate days. It's a popular tourist destination known for its beaches, historic architecture, and of course, its pirate past. They even have a festival every year dedicated to Jean Lafitte. Now that's what I call embracing your history, warts and all. Picture this. Crystal clear waters, white sand beaches, and enough rum to drown a galleon. No, it's not a dream. It's Nassau in the Bahamas, the former heart of the Republic of Pirates. Now when you think of pirates, you probably think of guys like Blackbeard, right? Well, Nassau was practically his backyard. This place was crawling with notorious buccaneers, all looking for a piece of the action. And action they found. Nassau was a free-for-all, a place where pirates ruled the waves and the law was whatever you could get away with. They'd come here to spend their loot, repair their ships, and spin tales of their daring exploits. The streets were said to be paved with gold, or at least that's what the rum-soaked rumors claimed. But one thing's for sure, Nassau was the place to be if you were a pirate in the 18th century. Of course, all good things must come to an end, even in pirate paradise. The British government, tired of Nassau's lawless reputation, decided to crack down. They sent a new governor, a no-nonsense fellow named Woodes Rogers, to clean up the island, and clean it up he did, offering pardons to some pirates and chasing the rest out. Today, Nassau's a far cry from its rough-and-tumble past. It's a popular tourist destination known for its luxury resorts, casinos, and duty-free shopping. But beneath the surface, you can still feel the echoes of those pirate days. Just close your eyes, listen to the waves, and imagine the clinking of tankards and the sound of pirate laughter. We're diving deep now, folks, into the depths of pirate history and the Caribbean Sea. Our next stop, Port Royal, Jamaica. They didn't call this place the wickedest city on earth for nothing. Imagine a city overflowing with pirates, prostitutes, and enough rum to float a Spanish galleon. That was Port Royal in the 17th century. A place where fortunes were won and lost on the turn of a card and life was cheaper than a bottle of grog. Now, Port Royal wasn't just a den of iniquity, it was a strategic location. It sat right on the edge of one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, making it a prime target for pirates looking to line their pockets. They say every other building was a tavern or a brothel, and the streets were filled with drunken sailors, cutthroat gamblers, and enough tall tales to make your head spin. But Port Royal's reign of debauchery came to a sudden and dramatic end. On June 7, 1692, a massive earthquake struck the island, sending two-thirds of the city crashing into the sea. The destruction was swift and merciless. Buildings crumbled, fires raged, and thousands perished. It was as if God himself had decided to wipe Port Royal off the map. Today, much of Port Royal still lies beneath the waves, a ghostly reminder of its sinful past. Divers can explore the ruins, swimming past sunken taverns and crumbling houses, imagining the lives that were lived and lost in this once thriving pirate capital. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? A reminder that even the most powerful empires, even the wickedest cities, can be reduced to rubble in the blink of an eye. Now, you might not think of quaint New England towns when you think of pirates, but Newport, Rhode Island has a surprisingly swashbuckling past. In the golden age of piracy, this place was lousy with privateers. The line between a privateer and a pirate was thinner than a ship's biscuit. These cobblestone streets, now lined with art galleries and ice cream shops, once echoed with the stomping boots of salty dogs and the clinking of ill-gotten gains. Taverns overflowed with sailors looking for a good time, and the harbor was a forest of masts, some more legitimate than others. Newport was a prime spot for unsanctioned trade, far from the crown but close to shipping lanes for quick profit. And where there's profit, there are bound to be pirates. In 1723, the jig was up for 26 unlucky buccaneers. They met their end on Goat Island, a grim reminder that the pirate life often had a brutal end. Goat Island, just a stone's throw from Newport's charming harbor, holds a dark and fascinating history. This seemingly peaceful island was the stage for a mass execution that sent shockwaves through the pirate world. Imagine, if you will, the year is 1723. The hangman's noose casts a long shadow, and 26 pirates, their dreams of gold and glory dashed, are marched onto the island. Their crimes? Piracy, of course. These weren't romantic heroes. These were hardened criminals preying on merchant ships, and their capture was a major victory for the authorities. The message was clear. Newport was closed for business, at least the pirate kind. Today you can visit Goat Island, now connected to Newport by bridge. It's home to a luxury hotel, a far cry from its grim past. But as you stroll the grounds, take a moment to remember the pirates who met their end here, a stark reminder of the price of freedom and the allure of the pirate's life. Havana, Cuba. Even the name conjures up images of sun-drenched beaches, vintage cars, and maybe a mojito or two, but beneath the surface of this vibrant city lies a history as rich and complex as a perfectly aged Cuban cigar. And like any good story, Havana's involves a fair share of pirates. Now picture this. The Caribbean sun glinting off turquoise waters, palm trees swaying in the breeze, and in the distance the imposing silhouette of Morro Castle, a fortress built for one purpose: to keep the pirates at bay. You see, Havana, with its strategic location and bustling port, was a prime target for any self-respecting pirate looking to make a quick doubloon. The Spanish, who controlled the island, weren't about to let their treasure galleons become easy pickings, so they fortified Havana to the teeth. Morro Castle, with its cannons and thick walls, stood as a sentinel, a constant reminder that Havana wouldn't be an easy mark. The waters around Havana hold more than just beautiful beaches and colorful coral reefs. They whisper tales of sunken treasure, of Spanish galleons laden with gold and silver, and of the pirates who dared to dream of claiming it. One such tale revolves around the legendary Spanish treasure fleet. Every year, these heavily guarded ships would sail from the Americas to Spain, their holds bursting with the riches of the New World. And every year pirates like Henry Morgan plotted to relieve them of their valuable cargo. Legend has it that one year, a hurricane scattered the treasure fleet near Havana. Some ships were lost to the storm, their treasures settling on the ocean floor. Did pirates manage to plunder these shipwrecked riches? The answer is shrouded in mystery in the murky depths of the sea. But it's not hard to imagine those salty dogs, eyes gleaming with greed and ambition, scouring the Cuban coast, hoping to strike it rich. Havana, a city forged by conquest, trade, and even piracy. It's a place where history comes alive, where the echoes of the past mingle with the rhythms of the present, and where you never know what treasures you might unearth. You might not think of Scandinavia when you think of pirates, but these waters have a history as rough as any Caribbean island. We're talking Vikings, the original seafaring scoundrels. These weren't your romanticized, horned helmet-wearing warriors. They were hardened raiders who struck fear into coastal communities. These fjords were strategic strongholds. Imagine a small village, the sun setting, when suddenly, out of the mist, appear these longships. That was the reality during the Viking Age. Now, you won't find any Viking raids happening these days, thank goodness. But the echoes of that era are everywhere. You can visit ancient burial mounds, explore reconstructed Viking villages, and even set sail on a replica longship. And let me tell you, there's something about standing in those fjords, feeling the mist on your face, the wind whipping through your hair, that transports you back in time. You can almost hear the clash of swords, the creak of oars, the roar of the Viking war cries. It's a humbling experience, a reminder of the power of nature and the enduring spirit of adventure that drives us to explore the unknown. So, if you're looking for a pirate adventure with a twist, ditch the tropics and head north to the land of the Vikings. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Now let's journey halfway across the world to the bustling waters of the Pearl River Delta in China. Here, amidst the trading ships and fishing vessels, a different kind of pirate legend was born. The story of Cheng, the pirate queen. Forget Blackbeard and Captain Kidd, folks. This woman was in a league of her own. She commanded a fleet of over 300 ships and tens of thousands of pirates, controlling the South China Sea with an iron fist. Imagine that for a second. A pirate fleet so vast it dwarfed most navies of the time. Cheng wasn't content with just raiding coastal villages. She went after the big game, hijacking merchant ships, demanding ransoms, and even challenging the Chinese government itself. Her story is one of ambition, ruthlessness, and ultimately, survival. She rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most powerful figures in the region, striking fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned sailors. And here's the kicker. She managed to retire peacefully, negotiating a pardon for herself and her crew. Now that's how you run a pirate empire. Today, the Pearl River Delta is a hub of commerce and industry, a far cry from its pirate-infested past. But the legend of Cheng lives on, a testament to the enduring power of human ambition and the allure of the open sea. So, next time you're enjoying a cup of tea, remember the woman who ruled these waters, a true pirate queen who carved her name in history with a cutlass and a whole lot of grit. From the icy fjords of Norway to the tropical waters of the South China Sea, pirates have left their mark on history in the most unexpected places. These 12 locations offer just a glimpse into the global impact of piracy, reminding us that the allure of adventure and ill-gotten gains has always been a powerful force in human history. Whether you're a history buff, an adventure seeker, or simply curious about the world's hidden stories, exploring these pirate-related sites can offer a unique perspective on our shared maritime heritage. So, next time you're planning a trip, consider charting a course for one of these surprising pirate destinations. You never know what treasures you might uncover, or what legends you might unearth. Until then, fair winds and following seas, my friends. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your sense of adventure alive. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting adventures.